Hi, I'm Gregory Hoag, and today, along with my wife Gail, we're going to be talking to you about some of the new research that's coming in on the I.Connect. And this is research that's been done by Dr. Lisa Tully, and she's been using a machine called a Gas Discharge Visualization, GDV for short. It's a piece of equipment that was developed by a Russian physicist, and he's been doing work for over 20 years on the human energy system and how to measure it. And this is something he's got 20 patents on, and it's being used throughout Russia. It's being used in England, the United States, in the medical professions for diagnostic research. So what we're going to show you today are some before and after pictures that demonstrate what's going on with the physical body. And this machine is also capable of measuring the emotional body. It can also measure the psychological state of the person and what they're going through. It can even measure the different energy centers and chakras and tell us what's going on, if they're balanced or not. And it's something that's quite different from anything you might see out there in the public today, because it's a very well-constructed, expensive machine that creates an amazing amount of feedback. And so I know there were some things you wanted to share, and then we'll share some pictures of what it looks like.
Great. Well, we were very excited to hook up with Dr. Tully. She's with the Energy Medicine Research Institute in Boulder, Colorado, and what we've been seeing with people who are using the I.Connect is they feel something in many cases. They experience just feeling better. Life starts to work better. We're actually getting reports back from people that physically they're seeing some shifts, some very positive shifts. So our question was, okay, we know that this is really working for so many people. Can we demonstrate it? Is there any kind of equipment that is available today that can verify that indeed this isn't just a placebo effect, this is actually something very real, that when we connect with Source, when we really work with energy in ways that is supporting our human lives and our human body, can we demonstrate that? Can we measure that with anything that science has to offer? And so we were delighted in our preliminary research to see that yes, there really is significant shifts that happen with people when they use the I.Connect. And these preliminary tests were actually done with someone only holding the I.Connect for 5 minutes. Now we know most people are doing quite a bit more than that. So it really demonstrates that this is something that is very, very valuable.
It was a subject, I mean, the one we're going to share with you today, we've measured quite a few people, and they've all been very consistent in showing how they shift their energy field dramatically when they hold the I.Connect. And again, as Gail said, this was a person who was kind of jet lagged. They were just coming back from a trip, feeling tired, and they only held the I.Connect for 5 minutes. They didn't know why they were holding or what was going on, and the before and after images are absolutely startling.
And I want to talk about energy, because what this is doing is actually giving us a picture of what's happening with the energy field, including the energy field around our different organs in our body. Now that doesn't mean that magically that particular organ changed. What it means is that there's now a different relationship to energy within someone's body, within their chakras, around their organs, and that energy can manifest. Now that doesn't mean that it absolutely will manifest. That's a point where we talk about working with intent. So we know that there is the potential that this is creating to to offer something extremely valuable for our health and well-being. And then it's up to us to work with our consciousness to maximize the potential of what the I.Connect offers in its connection to source, to all of life.
You see, something that we've shared with you numerous times before is that all disease, all difficulties, that the things that we encounter in our life where there are challenges, it all comes from one very definite consequence. And that is, whenever we deny or block the flow of energy from source, from higher self. You see, human beings are meant to bring through energy from the divine, from soul all the time. But what goes on in our environment today with the toxins, with the EMF pollution, with the emotions, whenever you get upset, when you get stressed. I've even shown people where I've muscle tested them and shown where you just take a chair and put it up against the wall at an angle and people muscle test weak. What that means is every time as we're driving down the street that we pass a judgment on, oh, what an ugly car, or her dress, I don't know about that, my house is a mess. All these things, what they do is they close us down. They disconnect us. They disconnect us from the place where we really need to pull energy all the time. And that's source. That's love. That's our higher self.
Really. So imagine what happens when we go into a state of fear. That shuts the door. And when that door of energy is shut, then what happens is that flow doesn't nourish us. It doesn't allow us to have the ability to live fully in the present moment. And so that's what's so exciting about the I.Connect and what we're seeing here. So let's show them, let's talk about some specifics about this so that they will understand what they're seeing in this document that we're sending out.
Okay, so we'll start showing you some of the pictures, that images that we've got. And bottom line, realize that what this is showing is that when a person is fully connected, everything goes into balance. All the different systems of the body start moving into a place where the energy is there for us to now work with to start shifting our health, our emotional well-being, our mental well-being, and start shifting our lives. So the first thing you're going to see is the person's aura. That is the energy field around their body. And this is the baseline, what they measured without the I.Connect. First figure I'm showing you shows the GDV from basically not having any I.Connect around. The area of the biofield on the left is only 19,000, the center is 15,000, and the right is about 15,000. The symmetry or energy balance of both halves is 80%, and the images are not filled in. And what that's representing is deficiencies of certain organ systems where you see breaks in the field. And now the other images that I'm showing you are working with the subject after holding the I.Connect for 5 minutes. And you see that the area of the subtle energy field has increased. The left side has gone to 22,000. The center went up to 21.67, and the right side is almost 21,000. Plus everything's filled in. There's a much higher symmetry, and the symmetry went up to about 89%. So it went up 10%. And again, this is only after 5 minutes. Think what happens when they are doing it with intent, doing it with focus. So the next figure I'm showing you, it shows a baseline that's demonstrating the different organs of the body and their functions. Now, the red circle in the center represents energetic levels of the organs that are hypo, and that means underactive. And the pink area on the figures represents low energy levels, so that's a deficiency. The red circle in the center is actually a danger zone. And so the green area indicates normal energy, and the yellow on the outside represents excessive energy amounts, like inflammation would show up in that area. In this type of diagram, a perfect circle represents perfect health. After holding the I.Connect again for 5 minutes, what you're seeing is that the organ systems have all moved into, every single one of them has moved into the green zone. Some of them were as far into the center as the red zone, and you can see from the earlier pictures they're very jagged, going in and out, and now after holding the I.Connect, it's forming a more perfect circle and demonstrating some really remarkable shifts. Every system of the body moved into the balanced normal zone, which means the person is now at option to start to really shift those places. Because over time, working with their intent, working with a positive energy where they're not at a negative space. They're not trying to fight back from some place where even their own consciousness isn't supporting them. Now they have an option to start to shift things.
You know, I like to look at how I'm starting to see energy as almost like nourishment, nutrition. We are very aware of the foods that are good for us, not good for us, how important it is to have a balanced diet. When certain nutritional factors are missing, or there's too much of something and not enough of another in the diet, what ends up happening is that there's evidence that is showing us that most disease has something to do with the nutritional profile of each person. When we eat well, we can have a much healthier diet. Well, I believe it's the same thing with energy. When we have the energy around us that truly is nourishing all of our systems, whether you're looking at it from the perspective of the chakras or whether you're looking at it from the perspective of the organs, when we're working together with the energy and everything else, with our consciousness, with nutrition, with meditation, what we have is the opportunity to truly transform our lives. So maybe we're really meant to live a lot longer than what we are used to seeing. And if we work with energy in a real proactive way, that's a whole nother system that we can be feeding ourselves with. And I believe that this is showing us some of the research that demonstrates that.
Absolutely. You see, it takes energy to transform things. And so just as when you have a block of ice, you add energy, heat, you can transform it into water. More energy, more heat transforms it into a gas, into steam. And the difficulty today is that we are so lacking in energy because of all the difficulties in our life, and we're blocking the flow of really high level energy coming into our body. That's why we can't manifest things. That's why it's so difficult to transform our lives when we don't have the energy to do it. And that's what this is showing. And another aspect to pay attention to is when we talk about a person being in their center, that's really what's being demonstrated here. For in the images you're seeing now, this is the baseline test of the chakra balance. The closer the circles are to the midline, the more balanced the chakras are. The green area shows the normal range for each chakra. And as seen, the first chakra shown in red is nearly out of the normal range. The second chakra in orange and the third chakra in yellow is midway to the out of range value, and the fifth chakra is furthest out of range. This is the chakra about communication. Now, after holding the I.Connect for 5 minutes, the first chakra is perfectly balanced in the center. The second chakra is moved to within the normal range. The third chakra in yellow has also moved closer to being perfectly balanced, and the fourth chakra is almost perfectly balanced as well. All of the chakras have moved into the normal range after only 5 minutes of exposure to the I.Connect.
Now, another thing that this chart also shows is that the size of some of those balls have changed. You'll notice that as well. So particularly the yellow and the orange balls, those chakras, those were rather small before the I.Connect was held. And look at how they've become larger. So that means that they're getting more energy that has not only moved into more balance with the alignment of the other chakras, it's also grown in the way that energy field is now operating. That's important because when we are cutting off the energy, like Gregory was talking about before, that is an indication that there's something off that can be a problem, mind, body, and spirit.
So, bottom line, this is scientific evidence of why people say when they hold on to the I.Connect, sometimes they don't recognize anything other than this just feels good. I feel good when I have this around me. People don't want to let go of it. They want to have it around them all the time because it's bringing everything into balance and helping their lives also come into balance.
Absolutely. The other day we had a great experience with a friend who was just going through a lot of stressful events in her life, and she was having a hard time. And towards the end of our time together, I needed to go and pick up my children at the bus stop. And she was waiting and spending a little more time with Gregory, who at that point handed her an I.Connect. And as soon as she held it, her whole energy field changed. Well, it was so dramatic when I came back and she had had it for, 10 minutes or whatever. She absolutely looked like a different person, acted like a different person. She was so much happier. It was almost as if she returned. Her essence really returned, and it was exciting to see that in, again, a short period of time. And this evidence and the conclusions that we're seeing in this research is really leading us to decide that we are going to do more research because we want to be able to show the world that this does make a difference. There's a lot of skeptics that don't understand why this would work, and so I believe that this is going to be a real helpful piece.
It was wonderful seeing our friend the other day move from being in the space of a victim, feeling just unable to know what to do next, how to move forward, and literally within seconds she sat up straighter, she got strong, she said, "This is how I'm going to be." And that night when she went home, her husband was there with a lot of love and softness, and it's just amazing how the world approaches us when we come from that place of center and that place of love.
Yeah. And here we are in such a powerful time, and we're recognizing that there are shifts, significant shifts that are happening. And as we learn to work with these subtle energies, our lives can truly transform. We can make a difference on the planet. We can be here with that understanding and relationship for the good of all, and be able to really generate our lives with a sense of purpose and love and joy. And I'm excited about what we can do.
Yes. Blessings.
Blessings.